on and I'm about to get it started. Get it started. I'ma show you something that you never knew you wanted. Yeah, you want it. Claws out, unleashed, I'm a beast. Got the whole crowd, party, make a scene. Gonna get loud, real proud, show my teeth. Go wild like an animal. Like an animal! Woo! Like an animal! Woo!
What's up, all you Kevins? I am out here again at the Northeast Georgia Mustang Club 50th annual show in beautiful Hiawasee, Georgia. And I have got a guy here that's going to tell us about these Georgia State Patrol cars a little bit, because there's 3 of them here. They're all unique, very cool, a lot of different options. And when you get 3 of them together, it's kind of cool, right? I mean, you got to figure out some of the cool things.
That's right.
They have different neat stuff that some of it I haven't seen before. And we don't claim to be the experts on this stuff. We just like them. We're going to tell you guys a little about the 3 that we have here. One of them being the last one in service in Georgia. So that's pretty cool. And Will, appreciate you being on, man.
Gladly.
Yeah, thanks for giving us a little bit of information about these cars.
Yep.
So this one over here is yours.
This is mine. We've been restoring it for the last year. This is a 1990 GSP patrol car.
Okay.
It was originally assigned to Randy Martin in
Okay.
Waycross, Georgia. So I've talked to Randy on several occasions, and he's kind of been my advisor on how this car was set up when it was issued to him back in 1990. So we've tried to restore it to as issued specs.
Yeah.
So,
It's gorgeous looking,
from
man. It looks
everything
great.
from how it was radar, shotguns, light bars, everything was set up is how it was originally issued to Randy back in 1990.
I'm gonna go down here and get
Awesome.
my stuff.
Awesome.
So in 1990, they did 55 GSP Mustangs in 1990.
Okay.
This is one of those 55 that has been restored.
All right. It's one that has, they got a couple different wheels, right?
So
in this year, did they have
Well, in
both
early,
wheels or what?
In early 1990, they did these black wheels, and later in 1990, they did the silver wheels.
Okay.
So that was kind of the transition year that they went to all silver and did the silver through 1992.
Okay, gotcha. All right. So you have a few options on your car that I like. You're pretty deep.
So-
One being your radar is mounted a little bit, or the radio and all that stuff is mounted differently, right?
Everything's on the tree, as they call it. So
Okay.
everything from the wheel and controller to the Motorola radio. This car was originally assigned with a Decatur radar, which is that brown box radar, which they didn't use a whole lot up in the mountains. It was mainly for long distance radar. So according to Randy, this was the one it was originally assigned to him with. So found a guy in Ohio that had one that was basically brand new. It still functions and still tunes out today.
Man, that is super cool. All right, so the passenger seat, you got all the correct stuff over there for.
All the seat organizer, from the ticket books to the accident reports, tuning forks, breath intoxilizer, pretty much everything. The way it was issued is how this car is set up. Randy had something a little different. His shotgun was mounted to the driver's door, which we recreated in this.
This one's mine.
Set up right.
So that's how his was originally.
That's exactly right. Not all of them had that, but this one did.
That is really cool. Too bad Ford didn't make that an option for the rest of us, huh? Man, that is really cool. All right, so this controller here in the middle here, I guess that's for the lights?
No, that's for the radar, the brown box controller there.
Gotcha,
Yeah,
okay.
That was actually the radar that controls the front and rear radar antennas.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, so there was 50 made this year.
55 in 1990.
55, okay. All right, you got the rear radar right here. And these had the RFI ground straps, correct?
That's right.
All right,
Front
and
and
rear.
rear.
Yep. And what else is unique about this car? It's, you know,
In
there's a
most
few
of the
things
GSP
probably.
Mustangs, they did a dark blue rear bumper.
Yeah.
I believe it's called Midnight Blue, if I'm not mistaken. And not to say all of them were that way, but a lot of them, as you can see, were a dark blue. It's almost a purple color in the light compared to the rest of it.
Yeah, it is different. And I think there's a few different people that think a few different reasons. There's probably one specific that somebody back in the day
That's right.
could put in the comments
And I'm sure there are.
and tell us. Hey, share with us exactly
That's
what
right.
that was about. Anything else very unique about this car?
I just just being what it is. One of
Just-
55 that was actually survived. This car, when it was sold by the State Patrol, Terrell County Sheriff's Office bought it, and they painted it the worst color gold you could imagine. So it's done double duty. It was a patrol car originally, and then it was a dare car with Terrell County. So
I got you.
It has definitely had a life of service.
Wow, that's crazy. All right, let's go right next to it and let's check out this other one that's right next to it. And we got a brand new Explorer, actual GSP, doing a little recruiting here today.
Switch arms. He's over there.
All right, so this one, another 92. It's got the other wheels on it. You talked about, it's got the 10 holes.
In 1992, there were 20
Okay.
of the GSP patrol cars.
All right, so we went from 1 of
Even more
55 to
rare.
1 of
That's
20.
right, even more rare.
All right. And this again, this was the last one in service,
Well,
correct?
the
Is that
state
what they were
actually
saying?
owns the last one that was in service. This
Gotcha.
was the last one sold.
Last one sold that was
Correct.
in service.
That's
Gotcha.
right.
Okay.
It sure was.
All right. That's cool. Now this one's a little different than yours.
Yeah, being a 92, of course, the wheels are different. The interior is a little bit different, from the pattern of the seats to the dash being a solid color instead of being blue and black like the 1990 cars. You can see that it also runs a custom radar, which is what most of them had, and they were able to mount them on the dash because they're thinner than the Decatur radars. This car actually had the rear mounted deck lights as well, which was a real rarity back then. And the same thing, this car was set up the same way to be as it was when it was issued in service.
You gonna open the door for us? Sure. Check out the interior on this one too. All right, so got right there, radar mounted on the dash. Not the huge brown box like in your car.
That's right.
A little bit different.
And a lot of troopers made these their own. So you'll see most of them were upfitted with different things, different options. But our goal was to have them redone to their in-service condition as they were originally issued.
Now I assume that these would have never had, again, maybe this is some of my ignorance, and you may not know the answer, but I'm just thinking to myself, no one ever, there was no prison, there was no transport in these, obviously.
Very little.
Very little. Definitely not violent offenders.
Exactly. If you did, they had to ride right next to you in the
Yeah.
passenger seat. So for the most part, this was a chase car only.
Yes.
It was just made a patrol, and they would call in another unit to transport for the most part.
I like it, man. And both of these are just great examples. They are really done up, right? They look correct, and they're very shiny.
That's right.
So me and my wife just purchased this car a couple months ago, actually. But it's a car that we had been looking for quite some time. So in 1994, I was still in high school, and I borrowed my mom's car to go to school that morning, and I totaled her car out. So the trooper that actually come and worked the accident that morning was Trooper Wilkerson, driving this very car here.
Man, that is cool.
Yeah, so that's how I'm tied to the car. That's why it means a little more to me than just a regular car.
Yeah.
But we're actually still in contact with Trooper Wilkerson. And once we do some work to it, we're actually going to be taking it down for him to see and, get some photos and stuff with him. But we've been, trying to put it back together. The light bar stuff was wrong when we got it, which we've got that corrected.
Okay.
All the equipment in here was wrong. We've got the right radio in it, but we're still searching for some small little pieces. But,
Yeah.
One or two pieces at a time. We'll get there eventually.
And then you mentioned the lettering. You're going to change that out?
Yeah, so the lettering is actually not correct, but we plan on taking her to the paint and body shop. So once we get her back from the paint and body shop, we already have the proper decals to go back on it with the seal and everything on it. So all that'll be getting changed out as well once we get her back from the body shop.
It looks pretty darn good already, so it's going to look great when you get done, I'm sure.
It's not horrible, but we want to take care of some issues with it.
Yeah.
Just make it the best representation of a
Absolutely.
GSP car that we can.
Yeah, no, I totally understand that. Let's see the interior. Now the other two that are here, they're obviously a little bit different.
Yeah.
You mentioned what year is this one?
This is a 92, so it's actually the same as one of them.
Same as one of them.
Yeah, and so we've been looking at it, getting some, some ideas to make sure we get everything back correct, because that one's pretty correct.
So this one has the radar mounted on top of the dash.
Yeah, it's the old custom radar. It has front and rear antennas on it, and it actually still works.
Does it?
Yes, sir. Yep, it still works.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Any other unique options on this one or anything like that?
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, it's pretty standard, for 92 Mustang. I think they all were pretty much the same. Now, the different troopers obviously kind of outfitted them all a little bit differently.
Right.
They added their own thing to them.
Yeah,
So
I noticed one of them had like the door shotgun mount set up and
Correct.
stuff, and I'd never seen that before, so that's something new I learned.
Yeah, I'd never seen that until today myself. Most of them were mounted to the roll bar, the shotguns were.
Yeah.
So, but we've been in contact with Brett, trying to find out exactly how he set it up from the get-go, and that's what we're trying to get it back to, is the way it was when he drove.
I love that. You want to open up this door and we'll check it out too? How many miles on this thing?
It actually has 229,000 miles on it.
I figured it was pretty high.
Yeah, it's high mileage.
Yeah, they drive them.
But we're going to pull that interior out as well and try to do some work on it. Redo the seats and that kind of stuff. That light bar controller there is actually a 90s light bar controller, but it is not the correct one for this car. That's one of the pieces we're still working on.
Still working on the light bar controller?
Yes, sir.
Okay. It's really neat when people get these and they want to just do it absolutely correct, everything.
That's what we're trying to do, but like I said, some of these pieces are hard to find.
Yeah, oh, I'm sure they are.
But yeah, we've made a good dent in it in the short period of time we've had it.
That's awesome, man. Hey, thank you so much for sharing. Thanks for being a part of the show, bringing it out here and showing everybody. It's really cool to see, 3 GSP cars all right next to each other.
Yeah, it's
You know?
the first I've seen 3 together, so yeah, we appreciate you.
Oh, absolutely, man. No, I think this is a treat for me too, to be able to see all the different stuff, and that they're not all the same. I didn't know enough about them to know that there was that many differences, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, but I'm still learning myself.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, good luck at the show today, and appreciate you bringing it out.
Thank you.
Absolutely.